Joining us right now to talk more about the impact that Tropical Storm Ida is making on the Gulf Coast is Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana. And like so many in Louisiana, he's lost his power as well. Senator, I want to thank you for being with us today. And again, I know this is early. I know this is a situation where people are still trying to assess things, but what have you heard about the impact to date?
Yeah, the loss of electricity is worse. By the way, I'm outside. I apologize. My lights are off, so this is the only place you can see me. Ochsner Hospital's evacuating 2 hospitals down closer to the coast, places that have lost their roof. And I know at least one other hospital that lost part of its generator power, had to move people around in the hospital. So there's significant damage that took place in buildings built to designed to withstand huge hurricanes. I think we'll see more damage. We're going to see a lot of damage.
How difficult is the loss of power making it to try and assess the damage at this point?
So I'll fly over with the Coast Guard later on this morning, get a sense of it. But the fact that people don't have power, with all that implies, is significant. A lot of folks have generators, but of course not everybody. But if you're on home oxygen and you don't have a generator, you're in tough shape. So I think that's the assessment that will be made today. My cell tower is down right now. I've got a Wi-Fi on one cell on one company and a phone on the other. So some of the cell towers are down as well. So there's an impact even beyond electricity.
Yeah, I heard that there were problems with the 911 system in New Orleans last night as well.
Yeah, 911's down in New Orleans, and I know they were worried about the pumps. I haven't gotten the final report on the pumps. By the way, I've been supporting our bipartisan infrastructure package precisely because it can help fix sewer systems. And New Orleans is now a case in point of why we need that package passed. Yeah,
there had been some reports also that people shouldn't be drinking the water or using it for other purposes because of pumps at sewage stations kind of shutting down and of course, the impact that would mean.
I don't know. I don't yet know if that's true. Of course, folks were worried about that, but I've not seen those reports yet. But the point is that if we're going to make our country more resilient to natural disasters wherever they are, we have to start preparing now. We can't look in the rearview mirror and say, boy, I wish we were prepared. We got to start now for next year's hurricane, next year's wildfire, next year's tornado. And just to put a plug in, that infrastructure package is part of that.
So where do things stand on the infrastructure package at this point? What do you hear from other Republicans? And where do you think it stands with the Democratic leadership?
There's a date certain to vote on September the 27th. Again, $50 billion is in there for resiliency, $65 billion in there to harden the grid, things that certainly would help here. And so now where Republicans are, I don't know yet, but I'm sure hoping that Republicans look around my state, see this damage, and say if there's money for resiliency, money to harden the grid, money to help sewer and water, then maybe this is something we should be for.
Senator, you are also a medical doctor, and there had been a lot of concerns about what the spread of COVID could mean after this situation, after people are being put in these vulnerable positions. Where do things stand, and what is on the horizon just in terms of help that could be offered? What would you tell people?
Had a briefing yesterday where Red Cross and others were on. The mass shelter units, think a big convention center, they will have spacing between pods. There's good ventilation. They're requiring people to wear masks. They say if you don't have a mask, still show up. But once in, they're requiring masks. And they will offer vaccine to those who have not been previously vaccinated. Not require, but offer. So even in the midst of the disaster, they're trying to make allowances for COVID. And I give my hats off to the Red Cross and others.
What about the hospitals that I think were rapidly filling up before this storm even hit?
Yeah, so Ochsner again reported that they're evacuating 2 closer to the coast. And I actually think in New Orleans there was some capacity to take folks in. As you might guess, hospitals here are equipped with huge generators that immediately click on. So they should have the capacity to absorb those patients. And there were 2 smaller hospitals. But point being, as long as COVID is filling up ICUs, we still have to have that concern.
Senator Cassidy, I want to thank you for your time this morning and wish you and everyone there the very best of luck with this. We hope to hear more from you after the flyover and after you get more details. But thank you for your time.